Are you gonna let me come up soon, or
Yeah, are you a Christian or a Muslim?
neither? But I still have some questions about your morals and stuff like that, if that's okay.
Okay, so you're an atheist.
Agnostic, but yeah.
Okay, so you're choosing to suspend judgment, right? But you do have stance in which you would make absolute claims, right? So you can't be an agnostic. There's no such thing as an agnostic. Let me give you a reason why. Do you
Just
believe
quick.
do you,
Are you gonna
do you
kick me
believe
out?
do you believe that the earth is suspended on the back of 17 chihuahuas?
What is going on with the Chihuahuas? What?
Do you believe that the earth is suspended on the back of 17 chihuahuas holding
I
up the earth?
I
Yes or no?
doubt it. I doubt it.
You doubt it, or do you know?
I think there's sufficient evidence to say that it's not the case. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not the case, right?
Yeah.
So notice that you made an absolute claim showing that you're capable of not suspending judgment. Therefore, do you believe God exists? Yes or no?
There's a possibility, but I
Okay,
don't
there's a
think so.
possibility. Let me help you a little bit more. All right? Do you pray to God before you eat food?
No.
Okay, so that goes with your claim. You do not believe
say
God exists. Hold
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
on, Adam, Habibi, 1 second. This is you showing that you do not believe God exists, not that there's a possibility. You do not believe that he exists. Proof of it is you don't pray to God before you eat. So your belief is God does not exist. Don't play agnostic with me. You're atheist.
All right. So let's say God existed.
Okay, no. Now let's
In
say
which-
admit first that you're not an agnostic. You're an atheist.
Sure, if that's what you want, but
It's not
let's
what
say
I want.
God
I want you to be
existed.
honest. I want us to start the conversation honest. Don't play games with me. All right,
Okay.
buddy? So listen to me.
I guess atheist then. But I
Okay,
have
you
one
are atheist.
question.
So why did you first
One
say you're an
question.
agnostic?
One question then.
Why
Can I
did you say
ask?
you're an agnostic?
Because if God existed, in which of the 4,000
Okay,
religions
so
should I
here.
trust?
So you're saying if God,
Question.
so why did you first say
One
you're an
question.
agnostic?
One question then.
Why
Can I
did you say
ask?
you're an agnostic?
Because if God existed, in which of the 4,000
Okay,
religions
so
should I
here.
trust?
So you're saying if God existed, but you know God does not exist according to you, right? Because you don't believe God exists, correct? So you're not an agnostic, you're an atheist, right?
Okay, I'm an atheist, but if there's
Beautiful.
sufficient evidence, I will accept that religion is true.
Beautiful.
I'm
If
not
there's
gonna
sufficient
accept it.
evidence. Now I'm going to ask you a question to show you that there's sufficient evidence. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Do you exercise logic?
Exercise, what does
Yeah, do you
what
use
does
logic
that?
to rationalize?
Yes?
Okay.
You're going with the moral argument,
Is
right?
logic, no, I'm not. Is logic universal or is it grounded in you?
I think it's universal. I mean,
Okay,
to a certain
beautiful.
degree.
Now hold on 1 second. Hold on, work with me. You believe
Okay.
logic is universal, it's not grounded in you. Is logic abstract, immaterial?
Abstract and material. Can you define that?
Yeah, it's not tangible. Logic is not tangible, right?
I don't think so, no?
Okay, so then, in order for you to be exercising logic, right, to say that God does not exist, you would first have to be borrowing logic from a real, universal, yet spiritual being, because you said it's immaterial and yet a real universal, in which logic then is grounded. So then why are you stealing logic from an immaterial yet universal being and then claiming that God does not exist when you just proved that God does exist?
I'm going to be fully honest. I did not follow. I'm really sorry.
No, you did follow, but you don't know how to answer the question. Because again,
Because I don't quite understand it.
for you to rationalize and use logic, which is outside of you, it means that logic is universal yet a real abstract. That means it's grounded in a what? Immaterial being, right? Not a tangible being, but immaterial being, since logic is also what? Immaterial. It also means that logic is universal. It means that it exists outside of you, outside of humanity. Therefore, it must be grounded in an immaterial being, since logic is also what? Immaterial. It also means that logic is universal, means that it exists outside of you, outside of humanity. Therefore, it must be grounded in an immaterial being, right?
What's the difference between tangible and immaterial
Tangible,
logic?
something that you can touch, taste, right?
Yeah, how could logic
so
ever be
now,
tangible?
so it's not. That's the point. It's not. It's invisible, right?
Yeah.
But yet it's universal, correct?
I mean, yeah, we can see it's
Okay, so if logic is universal and invisible, it must be grounded in an invisible being, right? Who is a real universal, right?
it doesn't have to be grounded
Of
in
course
a
it does, because
being.
then hold on. Where do you ground logic if it exists outside of you? And if it's invisible, who is it grounded in then?
It's just the way our universe was structured through
Oh,
the
it's the way our
expansion.
universe was. Who structured the universe then?
Who structured God? I can just
Okay, beautiful.
reverse
So
this.
there is no one because God is the beginning of all things, meaning He is the creator of all things.
And-
And you just proved that using your logic by stealing logic in which it's grounded in God. So my
But I
friend,
can just, but
you
I can
just
just read
proved.
it.
Hold on one second. You just proved that God exists without even realizing it. So now admit that logic is invisible because as an atheist, you only believe in what is tangible, what is seen, what is material. But yet logic is immaterial, invisible.
Do I have to admit it not to speak, or can I counter? Or
How
what
do
do
you
you want?
count? Wait. You can't counter it unless you give a better proposition.
So can I
If logic
start
is
counter?
invisible, listen, if logic is invisible, like you said it was, and I agree, and it's a real universal, it must be grounded in a being who has rationale, right?
Okay, can I now answer? Like,
Yes,
you're kind
answer
of
it.
trapping me here, not to
I'm
offend you, but
trapping
like,
you, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. You too. But I'm at work. I need to go. And
No problem,
it
Adam,
was
Adam.
lovely talking to you, even though we are not having even though you laughed at me. Anyways, but
Come back again, come back and let's continue.
oh, you too. But I'm at work. I need to go. And
No problem,
it was
Adam.
lovely talking to you, even though we are not having even though you laughed at me. Anyways, but
Come back again, come back and let's continue talking.
I will, inshallah, Habibi.
All right, Adam, Habibi.
I love you, brother. I love you.
I love you too. I love you
Have
too.
a good one. You can kick me out.
Okay. Okay. And
Okay,
Adam ran. No, I'm just joking, guys. Adam didn't run. I'm just joking.
okay, so
Okay, so now Ali.
I have,
Right?
yeah, it's okay. You can call me
Okay.
that. I don't really mind. So, okay, two things here. So, first of all, I feel like most religious people think,
No, you're not answering the question.
yeah, I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to say that the universe doesn't necessarily have to have a beginning. Like, if you think about
Okay,
it,
but
time
you're not.
doesn't
No,
have a
hold on.
beginning.
You're not getting to the original question. The original question was right, and you admitted to it. Does logic exist as a real universal? You said yes. Is logic invisible? You said yes. Is logic the result of rationale? Rational?
Yeah.
That means there must be an invisible, universal, rational being in which God, in which logic is grounded in. You just admitted it right there.
But, I mean, I'm not 100% sure that's universal. It could just be
Of
something
course,
you
it's
can
universal because
experience.
does it
Explore,
exist?
I mean.
Does it
Sorry.
exist with you or outside of you?
I don't get what you mean with
Does
you.
logic exist because of you or is it outside of you?
Outside,
Okay.
100%.
Now, is logic invisible?
Yeah,
Okay. Now, logic is the result of rationale, right?
yeah.
Therefore, logic is grounded in a spiritual being.
Wait.
In a,
Who
hold on,
says
hold on, hold
logic
on,
is
hold on,
something?
hold on. Logic
my bad,
is
my bad.
grounded in an invisible being who's a real universal who uses rationality, right?
No.
Otherwise,
Mr.
how do you account for the standard of logic?
Be born to rationality. Can just logic not
Wait, but
exist?
you
Like, for
said
example, a
yourself that
planet.
logic is a result of rationality because don't we use logic to rationalize?
No, we use
don't?
logic. I mean, hold on. I'm trying to phrase me right because English is not my material. I'm not that good. Anyways, logic is something we can like see like a planet. We can basically discover it, and it
Wait, you
just
can
happens
discover
to.
logic?
Yeah, we can just
How do you discover
see it
logic
in
if
things.
it's invisible?
We can see it that, for example, math. It applies to almost everything.
Wait, but
It never
math is
really,
invisible. Math is abstract. Can you see 2 plus 2?
I mean, on paper, nah, we don't see it.
Okay, but it's not on paper. You don't see it. So you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
admitted again that these logic, it is invisible, and yet it's a real universal, which necessitates it to be grounded in an invisible being who uses logic to rationalize, right?
Okay. For the sake of the argument, I will agree. So
Okay,
now,
so
how
then,
do you know? How
wait,
do you
hold
know
on.
your religion is true out of the
No problem.
4,000?
We'll get to that. But first, I want you to admit that there is for sure a higher power. Otherwise, I want an answer for logic.
I believe in a higher power, but I don't
Okay,
think
and a
only
higher
you can
power has
advise.
rationality, right?
I guess so. I will.
Beautiful. Does this higher power is he one who communicates to his creation, or is he incommunicado, meaning that he doesn't communicate to his creation?
He doesn't. I don't think so.
He doesn't communicate to his creation. Then
Wait,
how,
wait,
if
wait.
he doesn't communicate, but here, listen, if he doesn't communicate to his creation, how are you using the logic that's grounded in him in order to what? Say that he doesn't communicate. He must be communicating to you logic in which you're using, borrowing from him, only to say that he doesn't exist.
That's a fair point. Okay, I will admit that does make sense that if he is like